Hello, everybody. Welcome to World Mental Health Day. What is all of that about? So we're going to explain that as we go on throughout the show. Obviously, my name's Tony Neiman. You probably won't recognize me because I've had all my hair cut off. But anyway, that's another story. Let's talk about World Mental Health Day. So before we begin, I also need to tell you what we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to introduce you to members of our team in a little while. But first and foremost, what's really, really important is how you're doing. Well, I'm obviously not going to know how you're doing, am I? But I want to know how you're doing from 1 to 10. Do you remember what we do? 1 being right down in the dumps, but 10 being brilliant. So we can often talk about our mental health. It can be positive, and it can also be quite negative as well. So I want to know how you're doing, and how am I going to get your response from that? Numbers from 1 to 10. So put your numbers down, show me on your hand, show the teachers around you what numbers you are feeling on our little royal rainbow. Do you remember the royal rainbow? There it is in the corner, so you can see it. What is your number from 1 to 10? So my little matey Katie, oh, that rhymes, doesn't it? Oh, we're going to do a little
Morning, everybody.
Hey, Katie, what number are you today?
So I think I'm about a 3, Tony. I'm really nervous. Even though I'm smiling and I look happy, I'm really nervous.
Oh, my word. You don't need to look nervous, because I think you're going to be absolutely fantastic. And I think we can kind of gauge that with the amount of comments that are going to be coming back today, because I think it's going to be absolutely brilliant.
I'm sure my number will go up throughout the session. What about yourself, Tony? What number are you today?
Do you know what? I feel probably a number 7, because what I do is I really infuse myself into a really positive place, so I can put loads and loads of energy into these lovely little shows, because I really like doing these. And so
you're making my number go up already, Tony. You always do.
Oh, fantastic. I know this is going to be really good. So we're going to be talking about some really key things, because it's not just about our ideas. This is about feedback when we talk to you. So we've done a lot of talking throughout all of these sessions, and we've been asking you, what are some of your concerns? What are the worries around the world? You know, what can we start talking about? So today's session, Kate, we're going to be talking all about sleep. Is sleep important for our own mental health, do you think?
Oh, sleep is so important. I didn't have very good sleep last night, and I think that might be why I'm a number 3.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be looking at how we can get our sleep to a really good place. We're also going to be talking about different relationships and different opportunities that we have in making friends, and talking about that loneliness feeling and what happens when we do meet some kind of like some mean people. What do we say to ourselves? How can we help ourselves? So we're going to be looking at loneliness. We're going to be talking about relationships, of how we can build positive things in some of our friendships as well. So it's all very, very exciting. And what does that relate to the world? How does that relate to the world? Because I'll tell you how it does, because there's loads and loads of people throughout the world. It's not just in Liverpool, you know. There's people all around, and we actually, do you know what? We feel the same. So it's really important that we can kind of like relate that globally across the world. So we were going to be asking all about Ralph, weren't we?
We are.
Ralph. Who's Ralph? Who's
Ralph?
Oh my word, lovely. Oh my word, that is fantastic. So Kate, why have you got Ralph as your little emblem? What does it mean?
So Ralph's one of my bestest friends, and some of the children in the schools might already know about Ralph. But for those of us who don't, he's really, really important when it comes to mental health, and he always helps me boost my number.
Brilliant, excellent. Do you know what? Look what I've got. I've got the Ralph that people love and know. Oops. He's a bit flat today, but there you go. That's Ralph as well. So Ralph is, we call him Resilient Ralph, don't we? Resilient. That's a big word, that is. What does that mean, Kate?
Well, little Ralph here always, no matter what his number is, and no matter how bad his day's been, he always keeps trying his best, and he always carries on. And I know he knows that he always gets through those days, so he manages to bounce back and get through those days.
That is the key word, isn't it? Bounce back. I know it is.
Well, look, he's nodding away. He knows all about it.
Fantastic. Excellent. So we're going to do a few.
Tony, I just want to say hi to Gilmore Infant School. Ralph says hi, everyone. We've also got you two of Our Lady of Good Health. Morning, everybody. We've got Class Germany at Gladys Street. Hi, everyone.
Excellent. Hello. Brilliant. And I'm sure there's going to be loads more on our little messages on there so that we can say hello throughout our little session. But I think, Kate, you were going to start us off on a little wheel or something, wasn't it?
We sure are. We're going to start with a few games. We're going to have lots of games, everybody.
Loads of games.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a little warm-up. We're going to spin this wheel, and it's going to stop on a random feeling, okay? Ready, Ralph? Spin that wheel.
Booyah! Oh, my word.
Oh, a good one. Okay, everybody. So now myself, Tony, and Ralph would love you all to act surprised. Do your best. Oh, I like that, Tony. Hello, Anna St. Mary's. Do your best surprise actions. Show us how you feel and look when you're surprised.
Gosh, I didn't expect that. Oh, fantastic.
Have a little look around the room, everyone. Are you all looking the same or do you look a little bit different? Let us know in the Padlet. Are you all looking the same when you're surprised or do you look different? Let's see what Ralph's looking like.
Oh, there we go. Well Lane Primary. Hello there, guys. How you doing? Do you know what? I'm really surprised to see you on here. Oh, my word. Brilliant. Excellent.
Oh, hi, Michelle and Violetta.
Excellent. Kate, what's your surprise look? Let me see your surprise look. Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic surprise.
Okay, Ralph, let's spin that wheel. Ready, steady, go. Oh, good one. Good spin, Ralph. Okay, so our next emotion is fearful. How do we look when we're feeling fearful? Again, have a look around the room. Are your friends looking similar to you? Do they look a little bit like Tony or a little bit like me? A little bit different. Some of us have our hands on our face like me. Okay, fabulous. Okay, we're going to spin it one more time.
One more
Ready,
time.
Ralph? Go.
Booyah!
Ooh, tricky one. Hello to you one at St. Charles Primary. It's a tricky one for us next. How do we look when we're feeling bad? Do me and Tony look similar this time?
I can't even say anything this time. I feel so bad.
Oh, someone's got eyebrows frowning. Yeah, sometimes we don't feel like talking when we feel bad, do we? How about everyone else? Comment in the Padlet, let us know. Does it look similar for each other? Or again, does it look different? Okay, thanks for spinning the wheel, Ralph. All right, so we're going to move on to one of the emotions that we talked about, that Tony mentioned is one of the themes for this year's World Mental Health Day, and that is loneliness. Yeah, how do we look when we feel lonely? Give it a go, guys. Have a little look around the room. How do we look when we're feeling lonely? Bishop Barton reception class, good morning. Give it a go. See if you can show each other what loneliness looks like. I notice when I'm feeling lonely, I have hunched shoulders. I feel like cuddling in and making myself feel a little bit better. How about you, Tony?
Do you know what? When I feel lonely, I probably get a bit sulky. Actually, I just don't want to talk to anybody. Just leave me alone, kind of thing. And it is kind of like one of those bit of a sad face as well.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Loneliness. It's a tricky feeling.
So there's loads of different emotions that go on when you're feeling lonely, because they kind of like they're introduced. I think we talked about emotions another session that before, and sometimes you can have loads of emotions going on all together. So if I feel lonely, I actually might be really annoyed that I've been left on my own, especially if if all my friends are having lunch together and they left me out, then I might feel a bit angry with them, or so sometimes I might feel a bit angry with loneliness. I might feel a bit jealous if somebody's got something that I wanted, or if they've got friends and I haven't got any, then it might make me feel a bit jealous, certainly a bit upset. And sometimes I don't even want to talk about it. I feel a bit embarrassed when I'm feeling lonely, because it means that I've got to admit that I haven't got any friends. And sometimes, I don't really want to talk about all of those things. So I think there's loads of things that kind of make you feel a number of different emotions all at the same time, just because of that loneliness feeling. I don't know if you've got anything that you want.
Lots of comments coming in. We all feel a little bit sad and miserable now, aren't we? We're going to have to turn it up a notch a little bit, Tony. But we just wanted to make sure that everyone was thinking about loneliness, because it is a tricky one. And as Tony said, we can feel lots of different things. So at our Heswall Primary in Year 2, they're doing lots of huddles like me. I always feel like that. Lots of sad looks in Year 2 at Bishop Martin. And it's really important we talk about loneliness, because if you've looked around the room, guys, you'll notice that we all feel it a little bit differently. And it's a really tricky one to spot sometimes. But we're going to do something nice now. Let's do something nice. Let's lift our mood a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so what is the opposite of loneliness? What helps us when we're feeling lonely? Someone's ahead of the game on the comments. I'll come to that one in a second. What we need to do is we need to connect. So when we're feeling lonely, we need to find ways to connect. If we see someone lonely, let's connect with them. Someone's put in the Padlet for us that if you see someone feeling lonely on the playground, you go and make friends with them so that they're not feeling lonely anymore. Let's include our friends. Lovely point. Thank you, whoever that was. So what we're going to ask you to do in a second is we are going to ask you to make a chain of connection. Me and Peter here, one we made earlier, me and Tony. And we've got some examples of the things that help us connect. I'm going to read you a couple of mine to give you some ideas. So I've got walking my dog, Coco. I love Coco. She makes me talk to other people in the park, and she's very sociable, so she plays with other dogs, which causes lots of fun in the park. And also my work, my race team, they always make me happy. I always get lots of connection, and I feel less lonely in work. And I'm sure school's very much the same for some of you out there this morning. So what we're going to ask you to do in a second is we'd love you to make this chain. Now, we'd like you to stand up in a circle in your classroom, and I want you to kind of hold hands with each other. And as you hold hands, I want you to think of one idea that helps you connect with everybody, okay? So it might be that you say, come and play with me. It might be that you take a book to somebody. It might be that you take a nice little Ralph, a little Teddy, and give them a little cuddle. Something like that. So we're going to give you 5 minutes to have a little game of chain of connection. Please share with us some of your ideas through the Padlet. We can't wait to see some of the lovely ways that you connect in school. We'll see you shortly. See you in 5.
Bye.
everyone. Hope you have fun doing that. Me and Ralph are having a little boogie to the music. Another example of how we can connect. I hope you were having a little boogie too. Ralph was loving that music. Hello to everyone at Monkstown Primary, class 1 to 3, 1.3, sorry. Good morning. We ask people to play. Yes, we're always playing, me and Tony. Tony's always playing and messing about. It always boosts my number, makes me feel connected. Bishop Martin have said, ask them if they want to talk.
Oh, brilliant.
Tell an adult, a really key one. Well done, Bishop Martin. So tell an adult, sometimes we don't know what to do we? But we can get someone who might know. And dance, that's what me and Ralph have just been doing, dancing away to the music. Having some dance time is really important. Move your body. Lovely ideas, everyone. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've got lots to cover this morning. So we're going to take it up a little bit further and we're going to have a little think about something one of the schools said a little bit earlier, a really, really common thing that happens in school and can really make our little Ralph really sad. It's when he's on his own in the playground. So we just want you to take a little minute and we want you to have a think. Is that something you see sometimes in school? Do you see somebody like Ralph on their own, on the playground looking sad? Do you sometimes be on the playground feeling sad and you're on your own and you don't know what to do to help you not be lonely? We're going to have a little think about something really important now. And we're going to have a think about the words that we say sometimes. And sometimes the words we use could be really nice words, really happy words, really helpful words, really kind. But sometimes we use words that can make us feel really bad. And sometimes those words are mean. We don't mean them sometimes, but they can really make people feel sad and lonely and really bring that number down on the rainbow. So in a little minute, we're going to play a little game. We're not going to play with real Ralph because we don't want to make real Ralph feel sad because real Ralph's really happy after doing his dancing. But what we are going to use is we're going to use a pretend Ralph, okay? So here's my pretend Ralph and here's Tony's pretend Ralph. And just for the purpose of the game, me and Tony are going to become really mean. Oh, no. Tony, don't be too mean, okay?
No.
Okay, so we're going to use some mean words to Ralph. Okay. Ralph, you're silly.
Oh.
Ralph, you're no good at climbing.
Oh.
Ralph, I don't want to play with you today. Go and play with somebody else.
Oh.
Oh, Ralph. Oh, no. So my Ralph on the outside, he looks okay, doesn't he? He looks like he can get on with the school day. He looks happy. But actually inside, he's feeling a little bit like Tony's Ralph. Tell us what you think Tony's Ralph might be feeling right now. Tell us in the Padlet.
Oh, that's so
How are you feeling? So someone said sad. He's definitely feeling sad. Does he look different from my Ralph? He's looking a little bit crumpled, isn't he? He's looking a little bit hurt. He's all squashed. Yeah? Okay, let's see if we can make him feel a little bit better. Okay, some things. He's upset right now. Let's see if we can make him feel better. Ralph, I know you're brilliant at bouncing. You're the best jumper I know.
fantastic. Oh, yeah.
And you have got the best listening ears I've ever seen. You are such a good listener.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I really love your green cap. Green's my favourite colour. I love green.
My lovely green cap. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Shall we play together? Should we go and find somewhere to be nice?
Yeah, can we? That'd be fantastic.
Ah, so our Ralph's looking a little bit happier now, isn't he? But he still looks a bit different from my Ralph. I wonder why that is. Can anyone tell us why that is? Why does he still look a little bit different? Have a little think. Because he's being hurt. Lovely comment. Well done, guys. So it's because, although words, sometimes we don't see what they do to people, they actually still hurt us inside. And then even though we've tried to make Ralph feel a little bit better, he's still feeling those words, isn't he? He's still a little bit crumpled. He's still a little bit squashed. But actually, like our real Ralph, he's all right. Don't worry, guys. He's still here. He's still happy. He can feel better if we do nice things, if we do things that make him feel happy. So key stage 1 at Garson says he feels let down and hurt. Yeah, he does. So what can we do to make him feel better? Oh, I love that comment. He's still a bit upset. Words can hurt. Thank you for whichever school said that. That's really important. So now what we're going to do is we're all going to give each other compliments. So I'd like you to turn to your partner next to you and say something kind, say something nice, boost someone's day, boost their number, tell them something nice. So we, instead of using mean and unkind words, we want to use nice words. We want to give compliments. So I'm going to start with Ralph here. Ralph, you give the best cuddles in the world. And you have boosted my number from a 3 to a 7, just from those cuddles.
Brilliant.
Tony, I love the dreads, but I love you without them too. You're looking so cool in that hat this morning.
Oh, thank you, Kay. And do you know what? You might have been feeling as a little bit nervous, but you are doing an absolute cracking job. I love working with you. It's fantastic.
Oh, thank you, Tony. So Smith down at you two is saying, play with him, be kind, say nice things to him. Oh, Ralph's got lovely blue eyes. Look at those blue eyes. They're lovely. He's got lovely blue eyes and a smiley face.
Yes.
Love Ralph.
Do you know
Tell
what?
us some of the lovely comments that you're telling each other. Share them with us. We'd love to hear them.
I was going to say that was one of the big things that really affects me is just a smile sometimes. Just that friendly little smile that says, you're all right. You're all right.
Ralph's nodding. He likes a smile.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That can go a long way.
I hope you're all feeling lovely now. Make him a cup of tea.
Or coffee.
Ralph wants a cup of tea.
No, he likes coffee as well. He does like coffee.
Okay. All right, guys. So hopefully you've managed to get something shared nicely between yourselves in class and are feeling a little bit boosted on that rainbow. We've got a little bit of time left now to play one final game. Okay. It's a good game. It's called Bounce or Bed. So you might have heard me before saying how much Ralph loves to bounce. He loves bouncing. But as Tony said, sleep for your mental health is really, really important. So we're going to play a little game. Try and get Ralph to sleep because he needs a little sleep now. We're going to have a think about the types of things that might help Ralph sleep, okay? So we're going to ask you to, we're going to give you a question and a statement, and you're going to answer whether he's going to bounce or he's going to go to bed after this, okay? So let's give it a go. Answer in the Padlet for us, okay? So if Ralph's going to have some sugar before bed, do you think he's going to go to bed or do you think he's going to bounce?
Oh. That's hard.
What's he going to do? Let's see. Answers in the Padlet. We've got bounce. Good answer. Let's see what Ralph does. Okay. Hopefully you all guessed right on that one. Let's see the next one. Tony?
Do you know what? What is he going to do? Play on my iPad before bed? Is that going to help him to bounce? Or is it not? He'll be a bouncy elephant. That's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying? If he plays on his iPad, yeah, he's going to have loads of energy. He's not going to be able to get to sleep, is he? I think you're right.
He's bouncing. And didn't you tell me once, Tony, about iPads? They trick your brain a little bit to think it's daytime. So you try to sleep after playing on your iPad, but your brain wants to wake up. It thinks it's daytime.
I did indeed. So sometimes when you think that you're really tired, sometimes if you put your phones on or your iPads on, it almost makes your brain think that it's time to wake up again. And there's daylight, and it re-energizes you, doesn't it? So that's really important that we kind of we don't trick our brains, because it's really important that we take that sleep, because our bodies are telling us to go to sleep.
Yeah. And Monkstown have got a good comment. They've said it depends what you're playing. And I understand that. That's a good point, because we could be doing something nice and relaxing on our iPad, couldn't we? We could be winding ourselves down for the day. But it's really important that we do that. We turn off our electronics maybe about an hour before bed and let our brain get ready for bedtime. So really important one. And Ralph's learning this one. I'm helping Ralph learn this one. Okay, next one is eating porridge or banana. Is he going to bounce or is he going to go to bed? Let's see.
Sleeping on a full tummy is nice.
So you two and Heswall, they know sleeping on a full tummy is nice. Let's see if he bounces or goes to bed. Let's see.
Hey.
Gone to sleep. He's got the funniest snore ever, Ralph, but he's gone to sleep.
He has got a snoring problem, I reckon. What about then a warm, dark room? Okay. So if it's nice and warm and if it's really dark, is that going to encourage him to go to sleep? Is he going to bounce? Is he going to bouncy? Okay. So what do you think? Not too dark. All right. Okay.
Really important point, Tony, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a very important point because we're all different, aren't we? I've got two. One likes no light at all, and one of them just likes a nice little bedside light, but not too bright because otherwise you can't get to sleep. Warm and cozy.
Warm and cozy equals bed. Let's see what Ralph does. Does he bounce or does he go to bed?
Yes, he's going to go to bed.
So you two and Hez will say we like feeling toasty and warm for our bed. Yeah. And some people like it nice and cool and calm too. So again, we're all different, but it's important that we know what we like and we know what helps. Okay. Nice and snug in bed in the dark room. Our Lady of Goods health. I think you two. I'm guessing.
Well, so they're saying a good little thing as well.
And then finally, Tony.
Having the TV on to go to sleep. Oh, so if he puts the TV on to go to sleep, is that going to help him to go to sleep? Or is it going to make him bouncy? What do you think about that one then? Okay, so again, we are all very different. And I'm going to explain that one in a little while. But I want to hear your thoughts on this first.
Ralph's shaking his head. He's like, nope, don't want to watch TV.
Oh, really? Really?
Let's see. Does he bounce or bed?
Going to sleep because he's got the TV on. Oh, and again, what's really important on that one, because we're all very, very different. So it's kind of like, for me, I like to have a little bit of background noise. It's probably going to be somebody snoring next to me or something like that, or in the other room, they're probably snoring. That's nice background noise, isn't it? All right, but we need to be thinking about what are our own preferences, what's going to help us to get a good night's sleep. And let's be honest about those things as well. So
fabulous. Thanks, Tony. So as we said, we're coming to the end of our session. That was our last game. I hope you like bounce or bed. Ralph likes it. We just want to say have a lovely World Mental Health Day. And we want you to take away a few things to think about. We've talked about sleep. We've talked about things that make us help us sleep. Are we all the same? Are we all different? Ask your friends today. We've talked about the importance of being kind and the words that we use. So make sure you're using kind words. Spend the day complimenting each other and making people feel good on that rainbow. And then finally, we talked about loneliness. And all across the world, children are feeling lonely at the moment. It's a big issue. But what we can do is make sure that we connect. So remember your chain of connection game. Go and spread that in your school today. Do a big chain of connection in the playground and make sure everybody feels a little less lonely today. We have had a fabulous morning. I hope you've enjoyed it too. And there's a little worksheet if you want to do some drawings or write some things down of some of the things that you've done today, so you can remember them. I'm just going to check in with Tony, see how his number is.
Oh, do you know what? I think I'm a number 8. I'm a number 8.
I think I'm up there with a number 8. I've had fun this morning.
That's Ralph, brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, let's see what Ralph. Oh, he's given us a 10. Ralph's given us a 10. Ralph's a 10. He loves doing these types of things.
Fantastic.
Okay. Nice. We've all come to school dressed in yellow today to support mental health. Fabulous. Well done, guys. And then just going to hand over to Tony to say one last little word.
I'm going to say one last little thing. I just want you to remember about those kindness. You might have people in the school that are doing that already, and they call themselves rocket champions. I just want to know if there's anybody out there that knows a rocket champion in your school. Just let us know. And all that we're going to be saying now is good day and goodbye from us. Hope you've enjoyed the show. That's it from me, and that's it from Kate.
Enjoy
And you
World
take
Mental Health
care.
Day, everybody.
Have a great day. Brilliant.
Bye.
Bye.